What is the coolest psychological trick? When a person is considering whether to buy an item, the person often needs about 45 seconds of time to quietly inspect the item and think about whether they really want to buy the item. During this time, if anyone enters the person's personal space, the likelihood of the person deciding to buy the item will decrease substantially. You can try this yourself. Go to a large store where people are shopping. A clothing store works well. Find a person who is looking at a piece of clothing, touching it, thinking to themselves. Very, very gently, walk past the person, and barely brush by the person. Quietly, say "Excuse me." Most of the time, the person will quickly decide not to buy the item and walk away. Don't do this too often. You do not want to get in trouble with the store. If a song stuck in your head, there's something called the Zeigarnik effect, which explains that your mind tends to think of things left unfinished. Think of the end of the song. This will allow your mind to close off the loop. This is called the 5-question trick, and I got it from watching a Neil Strauss YouTube video. It's probably relatively popular now, but it's a sure drink winner. One issue somebody the following challenge. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. I bet you can't answer them all wrong. If you do, you win. If you get any of them right, I win. 2 for the first 3 questions. Precede each one with the number of question it is, such as right, number 1. Keep them very easy, such as what is your name? The challenger should get the first 3 wrong very easily. 3 question 4 is which question are we on? It is important to get into this concern after number 3, don't precede it by saying, matter 4. For any discerning challenger won't be seduced by this, although they might, they're going to give a wrong solution. When they do give an incorrect answer, you must feign dismay. Put your face and say, "Ah, what, you have it?" Demonstrably do not look at the most truly effective here. 5. The challenger will probably celebrate in some type. At least they will show shock that the trick might be really easy. But the key is, a couple of seconds after their response to your dismay, to issue the 5th question. Maybe you have played this before. Ask it casually, still with a hint of dismay in your vocals. Almost invariably, I done this possibly 100 times and one individual has beaten myself. They'll say, no. When they do, they have answered the 5th question properly and you've obtained the wager. The 3-second rule. For clarity, the 3-second rule we're referring to is unrelated to the lie we're all told as children that fallen food is somehow germ-free if picked up and eaten within a number of seconds. Another story, another day. In a nutshell, our 3-second rule allows you to instantly correct any ill or negative feeling you personally have towards someone. Scenario: you work with a colleague, we'll call him Jerry. Jerry works hard but tends to speak very loudly, makes unfunny side comments and publicly considers himself to be one of the smarter guys around the office. It's hard to like Jerry and you find yourself grinding your teeth when he's around. As you arrive to work one morning you find out Jerry just got the promotion you'd been hoping for. A slew of negative thoughts come rushing through your head and again commences the grinding of teeth. Introducing the 3-second rule. As your skin begins to turn a bright red and steam fumes from your ears, you internally acknowledge that you are upset and force yourself to remain calm for 3 seconds, during which time you give Jerry a genuine compliment. You say to yourself, Jerry is one of the hardest working guys in the office. He really deserves to be acknowledged for his hard work. After doing so, your skin returns to a normal shade and you move on with your day. Anytime a negative feeling begins to develop for someone in your life, take a breather. 3 seconds is all and give them a genuine compliment. You'll experience a powerful thing. Your heart will instantly soften, and if done with true sincerity, this technique will be easier to use the following time. You'll become someone who sees the best in people. And that's worth 3 seconds. If you feel someone is looking at you, you can yawn. Then see if the person yawns the same way. If he did, he might be looking at you. Because yawning is contagious. If someone wants to make a fool of you in front of many people, you can be very polite to him, which will make him stop such behavior or make him look silly. If you feel that your boss is going to fire at you during the meeting, sit close to him. A person who is not very close to you or says bad things to you. Result: his tone may be softer. The best way to learn and remember something is to explain it to others. When you explain to others, you will try to be concise, which will help you remember the main points and important information. If you have procrastination, but you have tasks to complete, you can think about it before you go to bed. This will prepare your brain mentally for this and begin to plan a route to the task. So when you really start doing it, it's much easier. This is an interesting little experiment. When you chat with someone, choose one of the words they say. Every time you say the word, you nod or do something positive. And then you'll see, they say it a lot. Do you want to be friendly and confident in front of people you just met? Try to remember the color of their pupils. Of course, you don't need to mention it to them. When you try this method, the frequency of your eye contact with him will just make you look friendly and confident. If you want someone to be honest with you, but he only tells you part of it, keep silent and look him in the eye for a while. If you are nervous before an activity or action, don't bite your nails or smoke. You can try chewing gum. Their brains are strange. When we eat, it will feel safe. Children don't like vegetables. Don't ask them if they want broccoli. Or any kind of vegetable, you can ask whether you want 3 or 4 broccoli. It makes him feel like an adult, able to make decisions and eat vegetables voluntarily.